to Book Chat. I'm your host, Author Vivian E. Moore. Happy Saturday to you. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. Um, Bad weather again is on the way, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it seems like it always targets us, and I don't quite understand why, but anyway, I hope that you had the opportunity to get out and enjoy the sunshine today. It felt so good outside. I went out for only a short while today, but I did enjoy the time I was out. And so now I want to enjoy talking about what I do best, talking about books, writing, and I thank you for joining me today on Book Chat with Author Vivian E. Moore. And I'm on every Saturday at 6 p.m. And as we do every Saturday, I want to give you out some URLs so you can follow me and keep up with what I'm doing. And so while you grab pen and paper, I will compose the URLs for you to jot down. So raise your hand when you're ready. Okay, here we go. So the first one is obviously to my Spreaker account. It is https www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can also follow me, like me, on Facebook, which is https://www.vivianemore.author.com. And you can, I'm sorry, let me get that to you again. It's https://www.facebook.com Vivian E. Moore. Okay, I got ahead of myself just a little bit there. You can also check out my Pinterest page. I do have one page that's dedicated to writing and authors and things of that nature, but I also have a lot of other interesting things out there that I like. So if you want to check me out on there, that one is https://www.pinterest.com Vivian Moore 48. My Twitter handle is God's Property 46. You can also check me out on Instagram. It's usually where I upload the topic of what we're going to be talking about every Saturday on the show. And it is https://Instagram.com/God's Property 51. You can also check out my website, which is at https://vivianmoore.wixsite.com/author Vivian Moore. And I'm also on my blog site, which is vivianemore.blogsite. That's BLOGSITE.com. And you can also, if you listen to to this web address, you can go to iTunes because it's available out there as well. And also, you can visit my author's page that is on Amazon. And I also list all of these URLs when I upload it to Instagram on Saturdays, if you want to go and check those out first before you actually listen to the show. All right, so without further ado, we're going to get to today's show. And the title of today's show is Imagine. And the topic is the world without creative minds. Okay, so Imagine by John Lennon is one of my favorite songs, and it speaks about the possibilities of what if. Imagine all the people learning to live as one. Now, that is a powerful verse in lieu of all the world issues and how it looms above us in various ways. Imagine if John Lennon had never allowed his creative mind to think about the changes he'd like to see, enough to write about them. This song wouldn't be a prolific classic. I, for one, am very glad that he did write the song, which is a perfect segue to today's topic. The world without creative minds. You know, I often wonder about creation as a whole, how God created the world and everything in it. I wonder if he thought about how the gift he bestowed upon us would be so far reaching. Procreation, his plan for world population, among other things. But one that makes my top 10 list is the ability to think as human beings. God gave us many creative values that developed into the capacity to use mind power. Some abuse the gift by wielding it negatively, whereas others choose a more positive approach, such as writing, acting, playing musical instruments, inexhaustible list of things. I want to focus on writing, which is directly related to having a creative mind. To invent stories from thin air is a remarkable ability. Not everyone is capable of constructing such an impossible feat, but to those of us crafty enough to pull it off, kudos to you. To entertain an audience of readers enough that they become problem solvers directly involved with the plot is related to the imagination. Let me say that again. Is directly related to the imagination. Now, if I may play the devil's advocate for a moment and say, what if the world was absent of all creativity? What would we do as a society to educate, entertain, produce things that promote thought? My best guess, we would cease to exist as logical, rational human beings, essentially lost, adrift on an endless sea of useless body parts. Now, think about it for a moment. Think about all the writers who inspired us to use our imagination simply by reading a well written story. They took us to imaginary places, worlds we've never seen before with the naked eye. In our infinite minds, we were swept away by swashbuckling adventures, whisked off to time and places that defy logic, to an era of past and faraway civilizations, down wormholes, transported through time, places we could not have ever experienced without the talent of storytellers. What if William Shakespeare never existed? Agatha Christie, one of the great mystery detective writers, ever never, I mean, even never wrote one story, or ever never wrote one story, or Edgar Allan Poe, who we know penned many great tales of horror. But I think The Raven, his most popular and my favorite one, sums up why the world needs creative minds. Emily Bronte, Louisa May Alcott, and many more great writers of the past created works of art on paper and are among a long list of prolific authors who made extraordinary contributions to the literary world. Thank God they existed and used their creative prowess to leave behind such classic tales. Otherwise, we would be lost automatons who do not require thought provoking books to motivate and inspire further creations. I shudder to think about how the absence of creativity would affect me and future generations if there was nothing left behind to aspire us. I believe John Lennon had the right idea about imagination. He captured the pure essence of what capable individuals can achieve if they just use their gifts and talents. Keep dreaming, stay motivated. All right, folks. Well, that's all I have for today's show. I didn't want to hold you long, and I know that you have things to do on Saturdays because I know I do too. But I just wanted to leave you with that thought, just give you something to think about throughout the day about how important it is to use your imagination and to cultivate it in children. I think that, when they're very young, because their minds are like sponges, that is the perfect time to start cultivating them, to be thinkers, to use their minds in the best way possible, to strengthen it and to fill it with logic and learning and everything that they will need to make them who they are eventually when they grow up to be adults. Reading is fundamental. I used to watch Saturday programs. I think it was called Saturday Morning Rocks or something like that. But anyway, I think about all of the cool songs that they had that was geared toward learning, just simple things. They taught us about verbs and nouns. They taught about laws and bills and just amazing things. And, that I think it was called Schoolhouse Rock. There we go. That's what it was. But, they don't show those things anymore on Saturday morning. And I think that they were invaluable to young adults, to young people, to children, because they learned without even realizing that's what they were doing. And using their imagination to just envision everything that was being said to them. And now I look at the things that are on television some things are instrumental in teaching young children to learn about books and reading and just general knowledge, but nothing like Schoolhouse Rock. I don't think that there were anything that was more valuable than that. But still, they do have some things that are out there geared toward teaching young children about reading and writing and all of those things. So, the more we learn, the more we know, and the more that we can pass on, to our children and grandchildren. That's the most important thing. And tomorrow is worship day. I always say this. So if you have family members, if you have friends, neighbors, whoever they may be that are not members of a church or don't go on a regular basis, take them to church with you on Sunday. They need to hear the word. They need to be inspired spiritually. And it strengthens, let me tell you, it strengthens. And it will be well worth their time going. And also, tell somebody that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only day that you get to tell them that. So, I love you. I hope you love me back. Until you hear my voice again, God bless you and goodbye. Thank you.